Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I've been told monsters is something that I need to react to. I haven't seen it, so it's going to be a blind react to the way that a therapist interacts with his clients. Let's go.
Dr. Ozio speaking.
Dr. Ozio, it's Erik Menendez. Is there any way that I could see you today? It's important. I want to be your last appointment. I don't want any of your other patients to see me.
How about 4 o'clock? We could talk as long as you need.
Okay, 4 o'clock.
Talk as long as you need. In therapy, you need a therapeutic setting where someone can come in, see you for 50 minutes. And in that 50 minutes, you get a sense of safety and security. You need boundaries. Because otherwise, how long is it going to last for? An hour? 2 hours? This is so unethical because you need to make sure that you keep the therapeutic frame to give not only the client a sense of safety, but also the therapist. Because how good a therapist are you going to be after doing 2 hours of intense therapy with someone?
I'm really glad you called.
Yeah, me too.
So, you are feeling what?
Yeah, I've just been kind of suicidal.
Okay.
Suicide, something that we're all scared of, but something as a therapist you're going to see a lot of. And you've got two different types of suicidal discussions. The first is suicidal idealization. This is when someone feels they want to end their life and they want to talk to someone about it. And they feel that something is getting in the way of them being happy and content and they can't see a way through it. So they say, I'm going to commit suicide as a way out. A way of saying, I need help with something which I can't see a way out of.
What I talk about here, like, no one's listening, right? Like, you're not recording this?
No.
And you can't tell anybody what I tell you?
I mean, they're...
Do you think we could just go for a walk, maybe? Yeah.
A walk? I mean, wow, that's a bit of a turn, isn't it? He wanted that sense of security and safety away from any other people watching him or any sense of judgment, and now they're going for a walk. I mean, it sounds a bit strange that he doesn't want to actually meet the therapist and talk to him in the therapy room. Something about confidentiality also comes up here, where in terms of therapy, it's important to understand that the therapist is going to keep everything that you say confidential in terms of your name and the specifics of your story. However, if they feel that you're going to hurt yourself or someone else, they have to break confidentiality.
My dad's face gets blown off again and again and again, and his face is just gone, and there's smoke everywhere.
And this is every night, this dream.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you see the way that the therapist is leading the client to give him the answers he wants? Rather than saying, how often do you dream about this? He's saying, you dream about this every night. He's not giving his client the space to tell him the story. He's almost mastering or creating the story for the client.
Do you feel any better after having told me that?
A little.
Okay. I'm going to need you to walk me through what happened, if you can.
Why do you need to know that, though? I just need to talk through my feelings.
Yes, and telling me what happened is the best way to do that.
I guess the plan started when I was watching this movie.
You watched a movie and you decided to kill your parents, Erik. It happens. 1 in every 4 murders involves a family member.
Really? Wow.
That's a stat, isn't it? That 1 in every 4 murders is a family member. But he's trying to normalize this behavior. And I wonder why the therapist feels that he needs to take the emotion down. Maybe to elicit trust in his client, so he's able to get the information and to help the client through this without that fear of judgment.
All these cases are different, but most involve aggravating circumstances.
Yeah, well, they were really aggravating.
Man, honey.
Pierre! Cannot believe you go to Princeton.
Just imagine living with that amount of fear in your life, constantly on tenterhooks, trying to be the person that your father expects you to be, know all the answers, win all the matches. It does have an impact on your emotional state where you stop feeling the love from that person. You just feel their hate that they're displaying to you, and you take that in, and all of a sudden it can change what you want from your life. It doesn't mean you should commit murder, but we have to make sure that we understand the impact that we're having on other people around us. And it doesn't feel like their father really cared about the way his kids saw him.
I finally told him.
What did you tell him?
Just that, I loved him. And that from now on, I was always going to choose my brother over my parents.
It feels like a switch just went off in his head, doesn't it? That he couldn't go to there emotionally. He couldn't be that vulnerable with anyone. There's something underlying here which we still haven't got an answer to. And the therapist so far has done a really good job at just giving him space to flesh everything out. We all get to a certain point and then all of a sudden we feel so vulnerable that our brain kicks in and stops us from being vulnerable and keeps us safe. And that's what you just saw there with the client.
It was set. And it was Sunday.
The whole time he's telling this story, I'd be thinking to myself, what do I do with this information? Because he has to break confidentiality. He has to tell the police about what happened. Otherwise, he's a conspirator to this act. He needs, but as a therapist, you want to be there for your client. So I'll be thinking, how am I able to be there for my client, but yet have to break confidentiality? It's just, I mean, he's doing a great job at just asking questions. Okay, they're a little bit leading, but there's a lot of information here that he has to deal with.
What the fuck kind of therapist are you? I came here to feel better.
And how can I make you feel better, Erik?
I came here so that you tell me I'm not a bad person. Tell me I'm not a bad person.
You killed your mom and dad, Erik.
I know. I'm not a bad person. Will you just say it?
You're not a bad person, Erik.
It's so hard, isn't it? Because the client wants something from their therapist. They want to be told that they're okay. Whereas he's done something atrocious. He's killed his parents. So as a therapist, you want to share that there must have been a reason. They're trying to give them a sense of safety or security in their actions. However, in terms of killing someone or hurting someone, how can he say that he's a good person? And it's hard, isn't it? Because a part of me as a therapist empathizes and said he's been through abuse for all that time. And that was the rage response, the moment that clicked in his head that told him he had to make a change. And he did. Part of me feels like he had to do something, but to kill someone else, I know isn't the right answer.
That's when I can sleep, is when I blow my own head off.
Okay. I think we should call Lyle, and I think he should come here right now.
Okay.
He stood up with his client. Okay, he's touching him, which you're told not to do because you don't want to start becoming a part of their story and their narrative. They need to work through this on their own. Obviously, with their therapist listening and being attentive, but also to invite the brother into the room as well. This is his therapy session. It's not up to his brother to come in and taint that experience. He should be looking after his client, not bring the brother in. I do wonder why has he brought that? What therapeutic reason is there to bring his brother into the room?
Hello.
Can you see how the brothers are reacting differently to the trauma that they've been through? We have the brother who's in therapy, who's sad, depressed, upset, and is reliving that trauma. And it's all going inward into himself. And he's trying his best to wrestle with it and understand it and to accomplish and get rid of that emotion inwardly. But it's just compounding on itself. Whereas you have the brother who's not in therapy, who's being angry at everyone else. In both situations, they're trying to rid themselves from that trauma, from that blame, and from that shame that they're feeling. It's just interesting seeing how different people relate to trauma. One goes in with shame and one goes out in anger.
Lyle. It's Dr. Oziel. I want you to come into the office. Erik's here. He's told me everything.
What? No, put him on the phone.
No, come down to the office right now and we can talk about it.
Put my fucking brother on the phone right now!
I think he's on his way down. Now, I gotta ask you to stay right here. I gotta go get some coffee because I feel like this is gonna be a long night. Just don't.
A long night. Again, how long is this therapy session going to go on for? Where's the frame? Where's the safety? Where's the control for the client to understand how long this session is going to last for? And now he's going to leave his client in the therapy room without him. How's it going to be gone for? To go and get coffee? I mean, in dire situations such as needing to go to the bathroom, feeling really sick, okay, I can understand it, but he's got to be pretty desperate. He's going to leave the client in his therapy room unsupervised with all his client notes, all his stuff, going for a coffee. What is he talking about? Why is he leaving the space? Why is he inviting his brother? Why is this therapy session going on for longer than 50 minutes?
Erik just confessed to the murders. Lyle is on his way. My life may be in danger. I need you here to be a witness.
But no, I am not coming down there.
Yes, you are.
Oh, so they can fucking kill me?
No, he won't. Nobody's killing you. Just get here now.
It's all getting confusing. Why is he starting to make more people accountable for these boys' actions? It's his job. He's the therapist.
Who the fuck was that?
Sit down, please, Lyle. It's okay.
It's
Now,
okay.
You just sit.
Tell me how it's okay. If Erik and I killed our fucking parents, how would that be okay?
This is confidential. Anything you say here, it's confidential.
I mean, he's obviously lying there because it's not confidential if he feels he's in danger or someone else is in danger. But what do you do in that situation? It feels like he's scared for his life. Like he doesn't know if he's got a gun in his pocket. I can understand why he said it. It's 6:15. They've been there 2.5 hours nearly.
I just needed to talk to somebody.
It's so sad.
Well, please sit down. If you get caught, I will not be the reason.
Look at him trying his best to exonerate himself, because did you see that woman sitting outside, who's obviously listening at the door under his instruction, and he's saying that I'm not going to take the blame. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm not going to say anything to anyone, but if anyone else does, then that's not on me. And you see how he's trying to worm his way out of this when really he knows that he has to break confidentiality, but he's not going to do that.
I'm sorry, Lyle.
No. We know what we have to do now.
What?
We have to kill him.
Wow. I mean, what an episode where you just see these two brothers become more and more unhinged. And they're dealing with their issues in very different ways. However, it feels like they're unified in terms of trying to save themselves under any cost. And that's never the right thing to do. But let's go back to the therapist. Do you see right at the end, he's trying to blackmail his client and his brother by trying to make sure that they're, in his little bubble of security. Whereas actually he's trying to leverage his knowledge to give him a sense of importance, but also how else is he going to use that information? It seems so unethical for me for him to A, not tell the police, B, bring his brother into the room, bring his girlfriend into here to be a part of this whole story. It's really simple. If someone has broken the law and hurt someone else, you have to break confidentiality. I don't know what this psychologist or doctor is trying to do here, but it's not ethical. It's not right. Look, that's where I'm going to leave the video today. I hope you've enjoyed this. This episode seems pretty intense, and I can understand why so many of you have told me to react to it. Remember, if you've got any recommendations for me to watch in terms of TV shows or films, why don't you leave them in the comments? Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.